Alright boys, so here's a short quick video how to actually make Terminal and Axiom run faster. Even though I'm trading on Terminal and I don't use Axiom, I'm still doing this because it's, it's the same shit basically. So first of all, and the most obvious one, comes down to your hardware, right? If you have a shit PC, bro, get a better PC. That will do a lot more than actually watching this video. So if you can get some better stuff, of course do that. And I guess that most people that are watching this use a gaming PC, and most people are using Nvidia, I would say. So usually when you have a gaming PC, you can enable something called XMP in your BIOS for your RAM sticks, which will make them run at a higher speed basically. And I can't record this because you have to enable that shit in the BIOS, right? I can't screen record the BIOS, but it should be pretty straightforward. Just restart your PC, go into the BIOS and look for something called XMP under your RAM sticks. And if you don't know what kind of RAM you have, just use Specky, download this shit, and you will see the name of your RAM sticks and all of that. And then you can look up how to enable XMP or something similar for your specific RAM. And bro, if you enable XMP, like this will make a huge difference when it comes to like having, when you're trading you need to have Twitter tracker. We don't need to, but most people are using Twitter tracker. So if you have a lot of tabs, this XMP shit will speed up your PC like fucking crazy, dude. So that's tip number one actually, and I know that a lot of traders don't even have this shit enabled, so go enable that for sure.
Thank you to SoulPump for sponsoring today's video. SoulPump is the best on-chain Solana gambling site to play on. All you do to play is just connect any Solana wallet, like Phantom for example, and then you bet directly out of your wallet. You can play their 50-50 Solana coin flip game, on-chain blackjack and crash. You can also get free rewards every single day, like the free Solana case, where you can unlock free Solana for basically doing nothing. There's also hourly airdrops. They also have their own token called SoulPump that you earn on each bet. If you want to play where I play, then come to SoulPump and type in my code. Now let's get back into the video.
Alright, so step number 2, of course, update your fucking drivers, dude. Go down to the Nvidia icon if you're using Nvidia, or if you're using AMD or whatever. If you're using Mac, I have no clue how the fucking Mac works. But if you have Nvidia or AMD or something, you will find something down here. You can go to the Nvidia app, and of course this shit has to update. Alright, so when you're here, just go to drivers. Download the latest drivers. I should probably download this shit as well. But if you haven't done this in a while, go ahead and do this. It will usually help out your PC a lot, right? And it will speed up everything on your fucking PC. So when you've done that, another thing we can do is some optimizations in the control panel. So go down here again, go to Nvidia control panel and go to adjust image settings with preview. And I think the default one is this. But what I usually do is I go to use my preference and I turn this, I think this is at quality usually. I just turn this shit to performance, I click apply. And yeah, that usually helps shit out a lot with speed. Of course, it will make corners and stuff a bit blurry, but this makes shit load faster, at least for me. That's another thing you can do. Okay, so another thing you can do is to use a specific Chrome profile or Brave or whatever you're using for your trades. And the reason you want to do this is because then you don't have a lot of fucking extensions. For example, let's say you're on your normal fucking Chrome, you go to extensions, you have a shit ton of extensions right here, which will slow down your PC a lot, and especially the browser, right? And of course we're trading directly on a browser, so this is very important. So what you can do is you go up to this. I'm using Brave, but it's similar in Chrome as well. And then you can just choose to create another profile like this. You can name it trade or whatever, and you just download Phantom and all of that. All of the extensions that you need for trading, and boom, you have a specific fucking browser without all of the shit that is slowing down your browser. This helps out a lot. In my other Brave profile, I have a fucking shit ton of extensions, bro, and that's why I have this one, just a few. So another thing I've seen a lot of streamers do it recently actually, and I haven't tried this myself, but I know Scented for example, they have started to use Microsoft Edge for trading, and maybe there's a speed boost, latest shit going on there, probably is, I don't know. I haven't tried it out, but that's something you can do as well. But I'm used to Brave, so I'm just sticking with Brave. Another thing you can do with the extensions, I guess a lot of people that are watching this have the front run extension, like this shit, right? Where if I go into a coin, like let's say this extension lets you see like the top wallets and all of that, right? They also have you see like this quick buy shit. They also have like a trading panel, and I realized that this slows down both Terminal and Axiom a lot actually. I haven't used it in a while, so maybe it's optimized now, but what I do, I just go up to settings, I go to front run, I go to settings here, I go to platform controls, and here if you scroll down you can disable trading right here. And now if you go back to terminal, you can see it's gone. On Axiom it's gone as well, and that helped me out a lot. Okay, so another thing you can try out, I know people for some reason have different opinions on this, but if you go to settings in your browser, you search for acceleration. I have this enabled. You can try to disable graphics acceleration, and I know some people say this speeds up shit if you disable this. I know that other people are saying that you should have this enabled and that this is better, so you can try to change this up if you want to. Another thing I would do is actually disable this shit in Spotify if you have that, and in Discord. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's the most important stuff you can make to speed up Terminal and Axiom. Of course, step number one will always be to just get better hardware, right? Another thing you can do, of course, is on Axiom, you can go to servers, make sure you have the closest enabled server to you. And if it's slow one day, you can always try to change it up to another one, because sometimes there can be some bugs with the servers. I know on Terminal you can't even choose the term or the server, but yeah. And of course you can also start tweaking some Windows settings and all of that, right? But I think that the most important stuff have already been covered in this video actually. Like not using a lot of extensions, making sure drivers are up to date, going to control panel and fucking enable performance. Actually, this is another important thing. Go to Windows settings, search power plan, go edit power plan, and then just click power options right up here, and I have ultimate performance enabled. You can click show additional plans, you can choose high performance, but this is not here by default. I don't actually think that this is necessary. You could go with high performance, but if you still want this ultimate performance, I got it from Chris Titus. He has his own Windows tool, right, where you can optimize Windows and all of that. So you have to run this utility in the terminal. So if I just copy this, I just paste that shit, and then I could run this. Of course, I'm not doing this right now because I already have this shit. But in that tool, you can enable ultimate performance. I know there is another way, like you can just run a simple command in the terminal and you will get this. But personally, I install this through the ultimate performance or through the Chris Titus shit, because then I can also optimize Windows at the same time. So actually, if you wanted to optimize your Windows as well, I will link this guy, I will link this video down in the description if you want to go check this shit out. Like, he's the fucking G when it comes to this. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it, boys. Hopefully this helps some people out, and yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So yeah.